Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fitness Garage. I'm Brittany, and here at the Fitness Garage, we like to provide a variety for different people, a little bit of something for everyone. So I'm doing a channel takeover. So I'm currently prepping for my first NPC bikini competition. I've had a lot of people ask me what exactly I'm doing eating-wise, working out-wise. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys through a day in the life of my prep. This is for the ladies, but you gentlemen can learn from this as well. So I hope you guys enjoy spending the day with me. Let's go. So on Sundays we meal prep. I'm gonna walk you guys through kind of what a typical Sunday evening looks like, how I prepare my food. Even though I am prepping for a bikini competition, Travis and I prep in off season as well. I think it's great to get in a habit and get into a routine of preparing your meals for the week. That allows you to stay on track with your macros and keeps you in check all week long. So I will first give credit where credit is due. I will show you our lovely grilled meat. So Travis is our grill master. Here we have grilled chicken, that is for me. This is a lot of food because we're prepping for 2 people. Don't get me wrong, I put away a lot of food, but obviously if you are wanting to meal prep for yourself, you're not gonna have to prepare this much food. So this is also steak kebabs. I'm not currently eating red meat, but that's still a healthy option for those of you that are eating red meat. So that is the grilled meat for the week. This will maybe last us through Wednesday or Thursday, if we're lucky. Because like I said, I do put away a lot of food. The other thing that I've done is I've taken chicken, put it in the crock pot. I use this fat-free zesty Italian dressing. This entire bottle of dressing has 16 carbs. So when you think about putting this bottle on 2 pounds of chicken, super duper low carb, and adds a ton of flavors. So if you're looking for ideas for how to have flavorful food, a lot of people are like, how do you eat the same thing over? How do you eat the same thing every single day? And I do it because it's good. You just have to know exactly how to flavor stuff and how to cook stuff. The next thing that we're gonna do, Travis is in charge of the grill. I'm typically in charge of the veggies. So with this, it's asparagus. I use extra virgin olive oil spray. That's 0 calories, 0 fat. Olive oil is a good source of fat, but this does not have any of that in it, so you don't have to think about logging that or tracking that throughout the week when you're using your veggies. I sprinkle it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Again, that just adds flavor to it. This is low fat, there's no carbs in it, and very few calories. So it's easy to be able to track that when you do your portions out. I typically do 50 to 100 grams of veggies whenever I'm preparing that with my meal. I typically do 4 meals of food per day and then 2 meals of protein shake. So we can talk about that later. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese. A lot of my seasonings when I'm seasoning turkey burger, which I'll walk you guys through that, and I'm pretty generous with. I don't do crazy with the cheese just because there is a little bit of fat in this. 1 pan, I'll take your request on. Would you like more cheese?
I'll take double that.
Okay.
I like the asparagus to turn white.
Okay, well he's not prepping for a show right now. So if you're not prepping for a show, your asparagus can be white. If you're prepping for a show, I would just do a little light dusting. As such, I'm gonna pop this in the oven, and I put this on low broil. 15 minutes, we're gonna have some crispy asparagus. The next thing that I'm gonna do, I'll talk you guys through how I prepare turkey burgers. So this is 99.1 turkey burger. I think I have a pack in here that's not prepared. I typically will make 4 pounds at a time, and honestly, I almost eat a pound a day. So this will not last me all week long. But I use 99.1 ground turkey breast. Put this on the stovetop. Just brown it. I season it with Lowry's low sodium seasoning salt, pepper, and onion powder. Very generous with those, but it's super flavorful. And again, there's no carbs and there's no calories in those seasonings. So that is the turkey burger. Next, we're gonna saute some broccoli. All right, so now we are going to saute some broccoli. And I typically just season my broccoli with pepper and then garlic salt. I've got a lot of new spices around here. We like to keep it spicy in this house. So again, I'm pretty generous with my seasoning, but really it's just whatever your taste preference is. I will tell you, if you're eating the same thing over and over, you can do that if it tastes really good. So you may have to play around with kind of your seasoning, what you like to put on it. Obviously, if you don't like garlic, then you can just use plain salt. We'll do a couple of batches of broccoli, but we'll get that sauteed. So veggies for the week, I often will do fresh veggies of broccoli and asparagus, and then I'll do frozen veggies as well. Typically my green beans I do frozen. I just buy the steam fresh bags, super easy to throw those in the microwave, 4 minutes later pull them out, and then you have your veggies for the week. The other thing that I'm going to fix, not for myself, but this is for the man of the house, and this is just a beef stir fry that is, I believe, chipotle or something as such. So I'll make that stir fry for him. That would be a great thing to meal prep if you're not prepping for a show per se. All right, now that the asparagus is done, we're gonna pull it out. And then I'm gonna walk you guys through how I prepare my meals and containers for the week. So depending on what your macros are will kind of determine how many ounces and how many grams of veggies that you will eat per meal. Currently, my macros are 140 protein, 104 carbs, and 30 grams of fat. I eat 4 meals per day and then 2 shakes per day. So I technically eat 6 times per day, and I try to eat every 3-ish hours. The most important thing, or the most important piece of advice I can say to anyone is if you are trying to maintain your weight, lose weight, just overall keep yourself in shape, weighing your food and tracking your food absolutely has to happen. Every single thing that I eat, I log, I know exactly what I eat, and I can't stress the importance of that enough. So for each of these, I'm gonna do 3 ounces of turkey burger. Then once the veggies cool, I'm gonna do 100 grams of vegetables. With these, I personally like to do kind of like a version of a burger bowl. So I will typically do 6 baby tomatoes and about 4 dill pickle chips. And then I use no sugar added ketchup and mustard. That got a little excited about that. If it's like under 1/10 over, then I don't get too concerned about it. Now, I do a variety of chicken and turkey throughout the week. And I'm doing 3 ounces of chicken as well. Look at that, spot on. We would have to ask the grill master exactly what he seasons the chicken with. I don't know what it is, aside from delicious.
Secret family recipe.
Well, if I find out what it is, y'all, I'll let you know.
Why are you leaving those 2 pieces?
For you.
Oh, I only get 2.
Of that flavor. Do you want them?
Yeah.
You do? We never fight unless it's over food, apparently.
I don't like to share.
He did tell me that the best thing about me being on prep was that he didn't have to share his food with me, which is a little bit rude. It's a little bit over. All right. Got to rinse my hands. All right, now I'm gonna add my veggies to my meats. I do 100 grams of either asparagus or broccoli or green beans. You can sub out any green veggie if you do not like what we have to offer here. 100 grams is actually a lot of vegetables.
With your macros, how many calories does that come out to a day, roughly?
About 1,300. 1,298 to be exact. There might not be any broccoli left for you.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. All right, we have everything prepped for the week. I have all of my meals I can just grab out of the fridge. It's super easy. The only thing I didn't show you guys, one meal I do 100 grams of red potatoes or sweet potatoes, where you can substitute rice. So all my carbs come from veggies. Aside from one meal, I do get potatoes or rice, and then I have a few rice cakes throughout the day. And the last thing that I say for you guys, so prior to prepping, I was a huge snacker, and prepping's fun. You just have to make it fun. So I have a fantastic snack. It's called a tickle, and it is a pickle with 2 pieces of turkey wrapped around it. It's amazing. So I encourage you all to go tickle yourselves this evening, because I'm going to. It's good. Hey guys, welcome back to the Fitness Garage. Brittany here. As we carry on through my day, wanted to bring you guys along for a little bit of cardio. Currently, I'm doing 40 minutes of moderate intensity steady state, which essentially is you want to be able to still talk doing your cardio. You shouldn't be able to carry on a full conversation. Not really a target heart rate for moderate intensity, but again, you want to be able to keep moving so you can't carry on a full conversation. I do this 6 days a week, and currently I'm doing treadmill. I either do treadmill on an incline of usually 8 to 10 until I do my cool down, and then I drop it down by 2 degrees until I'm flat again. If I'm not doing treadmill, then I will do Stairmaster. And so again, it's 40 minutes, 6 days a week. You can split it up. I tend to not split it up because I fulfill my cardio time by watching YouTube videos of other bikini competitors. That's where I get my motivation from. That's where I get my inspiration from. I love to watch other girls shine, other girls win, and hopefully I'll be able to tell my success story just like these girls do. So I'm about halfway through my cardio right now. I'm at about 20 minutes more. Then after that, I'm going to hit some abs. I try to always work that into the end of my cardio sessions, and then it'll be time to eat again. So stay tuned, and we'll have a So this is just a sample of one of my glute workouts. In the bikini division, they're looking for obviously symmetry, but it's very heavy focused on glute development and on shoulder development. So I'm currently working glutes about 3 times per week. There is one variation where I work glutes twice per week, but for the most part, I'm working glutes 3 times a week along with shoulders. Obviously, this workout is primarily focused on glutes. So what I'm doing right now is a banded single leg hip thrust. Single leg hip thrust is done just so you don't get overdevelopment of one glute versus the other. The band adds tension at the top, which is where you want to focus on the squeeze.
These walks here look very silly. They look like you're not doing a whole lot of work. This is called the monster walk or just a banded walk, but essentially you're working your outer leg there, and it again is working your glutes. By the end of these exercises, your glutes will be on fire, even though it looks like you're not doing anything but doing some kind of funky crab walk. Again, the band just adds tension, so you're not doing this with any weight aside from your body weight and then the additional tension of the band. I do 10 each way, and on the single leg hip thrust, I typically do 10 on each leg, 10 to 15 on each leg. What you'll see now is me doing squats, and weight's going to vary on this, but the focus of these squats, again, being very heavily glute focused, you want to hold at the bottom. When you come up at the top, you want to make sure that you really squeeze to activate your glutes. It's very easy to allow squats to focus more on your quads. So holding at the bottom, squeezing at the top is going to really transition where that focus is from your quads to your glutes. So these are stiff-legged deadlifts. Deadlifts are primarily a hamstring exercise. I add the band to put extra tension at the top so that it really makes it more glute focused. Again, you want to do a slight bend in your knee, but you're really going to want to keep your legs as straight as you can to get full range of motion to keep tension on the hamstring constantly.
Just got through doing a killer leg workout, and I thought I would talk you guys through kind of a post-workout meal. So I'm having something that I have concocted up. I call it a burger bowl. It is delicious. It is so good. You should all try it. So I do have 6 ounces of turkey burger in this bowl, which typically I only eat 3 ounces at a time, but I've been a little bit behind on my meals today, so I'm kind of combining the protein source of this, combining 2 meals into one. But this is 6 ounces of 99.1 turkey burger. And then I have 50 grams of rice. I have 6 baby tomatoes. I have about a 1/4 cup of pickles, and then 2 tablespoons of no sugar added ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and then a special treat in this bowl particularly is 1 tablespoon of queso cheese. So I'm not eating really any dairy, but typically 1 bowl a day I'll do queso cheese in, which is very low carb, very low fat. This meal is 41 grams of protein, about 27 grams of carbs, and 4-point-something fat, so less than 5 grams of fat. I like to get the majority of my carbs in either before my workout or after my workout. So most of my other burger bowls do not have 30 carbs in it, but it's important to fuel your muscles either before or after you've just worked them. So that is why it's important to get your carbs in at kind of strategic times throughout the day. So I'm going to dig into this. You guys should give it a try. It is delicious. It is so good. You want to try it? Delicious.
Legs look good. Hamstrings are starting to come in. Calves are looking real good. Abs are popping. Oh, it's real good.
All right, guys. guys, this is my morning routine. Today's a little bit different because it's Saturday morning. So on Saturday mornings, I do my weight, I do pictures, videos, send that to my coach, and then my weekly plan is updated based on my Saturday morning check-in. So this morning I weighed in at 123.8. It's a little bit up from yesterday, which was 123.6. But just to give you an idea, I am now in my 13th week of prep. I have 6 weeks to go, and I started around 135.5. So each week I've lost about a half a pound to a pound, which is very healthy, steady weight, and there's strategy in that because you're putting muscle on as you're getting rid of your body fat. So I take these supplements every day. The routine I'm going to walk through, I do every day. The only thing different about Saturday is that I do check-ins with my coach, and then plans are made from there throughout the next week. I haven't really had my diet adjusted in several weeks. My workouts changed a little bit, but check-ins are super helpful and kind of get you motivated to get going for the next week. These are the supplements that I take every single day. I do zinc. Zinc helps with really your immunity. It helps with brain function. It helps with kind of mental fog. I do vitamin K. I do DHEA. I do vitamin 3. These are all kind of to optimize muscle and bone growth, and there are benefits to kind of mood boosting properties with that as well. I do vitamin C, obviously, to keep my immune system up to par. When you're in prep and you're carb depleted, you're tired, you're exhausted, that puts you at risk for getting sick. So vitamin C is super important. I personally struggle with digestive issues, so I take Metamucil. My coach actually recommends Metamucil for everyone, just because when you're eating the same foods over and over each day, not providing a lot of variety in your diet, you can run into digestive issues with that. And then of course I do fish oil, which everyone should do fish oil, whether you're in prep or not in prep. I recommend these vitamins for life, for everyone. But definitely if you are in prep, you need to have a good supplement routine. My coach actually only recommends or tells us to absolutely make sure we do fish oil and apple cider vinegar. So each morning I do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So y'all get the pleasure of watching me drink this delicious drink. This is Travis's favorite part of the day because he loves the smell of vinegar. It's probably the only time he would actually refuse a kiss from me, right after I take this shot of vinegar. Some people mix this with water, warm water, lemon juice. The purpose of apple cider vinegar really is just to increase your metabolism. There's a ton of health benefits out there, but for my purpose, it is to boost my metabolism throughout the day. Kind of helps you break down your foods a little bit better. But if you were to look up apple cider vinegar, he's now holding his nose for those that can't see behind the camera. If you were to look up the benefits of apple cider vinegar, there's so many out there. So I do 1 tablespoon every single morning. I don't mix it. I'm a real lady. I just straight shoot it. Honestly, I don't think it's bad. I wouldn't choose to drink an entire cup of it. Sometimes it can take the breath away, so you gotta take a minute. But ran out one day, went without it one day. I actually kind of missed it. I recommend getting the one with the mother because there's just more health benefits to that. I rinse this out because the next thing I'm going to do, I still am doing coffee. I'm doing 1 tablespoon of sugar-free creamer in my coffee. I'm 6 weeks out today, so probably at some point I'm going to have to take away artificial sweeteners, so I'll no longer be able to do sugar-free creamer or sweet and low. But until my coach says I have to stop that, I will continue to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cup of coffee going, and then I will take you to the next drink. There's a lot of drinking that happens in the mornings around here. For breakfast, my meal consists of either 200 grams of egg whites, oatmeal, 40 grams of oatmeal, and 50 grams of berries, strawberries, blueberries, whatever your preference is. For me, I don't love egg whites. I love eggs. I'm kind of burned out on egg whites, so I substitute that with a protein shake. So I am currently alternating between Dymatize ISO 100 and then also do Optimum Nutrition Whey. I was mixing this with a half a cup of skim milk, and then I found that I was having like some bloating, some cramping. It just wasn't really meshing well with my GI system. So I cut the milk out. I just do 1 scoop with water. This is 25 grams of protein, so definitely the equivalent of the egg whites. So if you don't want to do 200 grams of egg whites, then you can substitute that with protein, which is what my choice is. I'm not sponsored by this brand, but if you are a Fruity Pebbles fan and in prep, honestly, anything that's different than turkey or chicken tastes amazing. I highly recommend the Fruity Pebbles protein powder. It's delicious. So I'll go ahead and get that going. I get my protein drink in before I drink my coffee, because sometimes at this point I'm full. My stomach's full of, I typically will also have drink 12 ounces of water. So I try to drink 12 ounces of water as soon as I get up, and then I'm drinking a gallon of water throughout the day. Sorry, I gotta get well, I guess I can use one of these shakers. So I do my protein before I do my coffee in the event that I'm full. You never want to skimp on something that actually contains nutritional value. So I would rather have protein than caffeine in the day. Grow my muscles. So I do 1 scoop. If I'm doing skim milk, you can do a cup of milk. You can do a half a cup of milk. Really, it just comes down to how many carbs. I do skim, so there's obviously no fat. There's about 8 grams of carbs in a cup of skim milk, maybe 13. And then there's obviously protein in milk, which helps get your protein numbers up if you need to. Gonna have my cereal, aka Fruity Pebbles protein powder. Gonna drink my coffee. Gonna get everything sent into my coach. Anxiously await what my plan's gonna be. I've only had, I think, 2 cheat meals throughout the entire prep. So every week I pray for a cheat meal. This week, still praying for a cheat meal. I didn't get one last week. This is honestly the first week that I have felt prep. Mentally, I felt prep. Physically, I felt prep. I woke up this morning with a terrible migraine. I've been getting migraines more frequently, and honestly, I think it's just this stage in prep. Your hormones are off. Your body is just tired. Your body lives for variety and variation, and obviously what I'm doing is very healthy. Nothing about feeling mentally drained or physically drained means, oh my gosh, you're doing something really bad to your body. I'm not. I'm the healthiest I've ever been, but from a mental state, I think that you can get into your own head. You get on the scale, you're down 0.3 pounds, you're super excited. The next day, you're up 0.2 pounds, and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And everybody's body does that, whether you're in prep or not in prep. You just become kind of fixated on that in prep. So this week, I've watched a lot of motivational videos. There are a lot of, I've had a lot of good listening ears, which is the man behind the camera who says, you can do it, you can do it. I never want to give up. I'm still very excited about it. Maybe a cheat meal will help. I did have an extra scoop of peanut butter the other day, which did bring significant joy to my life. But for those that you are prepping, or even for those of you who are just doing a diet, trying to establish a new routine, you're gonna have days, you may have weeks where you're just in a mental funk, and that is okay, that is normal. My piece of advice to you is just push through it. A new day is coming, and there's always reward in the end, and remember your why. If you're prepping meals and trying to get healthy just so you feel better, that's your why. For me, I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this. I wanted to believe in myself, and I wanted to show myself that if I commit to something, I can stick to something. And lastly, I'm doing this hopefully to encourage and motivate other people. So whatever your why is, remember that, stick to that, and don't give up, even if you're having a bad day. So cheers to Fruity Pebbles. Let's all pray for a cheat meal this week. If I don't get one this week, I'll catch you guys in 6.5 weeks when I'm eating some really good food in Charleston, South Carolina, which is where my show is. But if I don't get a cheat meal, that just means I'm going to keep enjoying everything I showed y'all this morning, and then the meals that I've already shown you guys in this video. So have a great Saturday. If you're in a mental funk, you'll get out of it. Remember your why. Cheers.
delicious. Just like Fruity Pebbles milk at the bottom of the bowl.